Let me start with a question. What would happen if you became so disciplined that even you were surprised by what you could achieve? Think about music that for a moment. Most people never discover their true potential. Not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because they lack discipline. They start strong, but they don't finish. They make promises, but they don't keep them. They dream big, but they act small, music. And slowly their potential fades into average. But disciplined music changes everything. Discipline wakes you up early. Discipline pushes you when it's uncomfortable. Disciplined music keeps you moving when motivation disappears. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And if you discipline yourself long enough, work on yourself hard enough, and stay consistent long enough, one day you will look at your life and you will realize something powerful. You have become the person you once thought was music, impossible. Let's begin with a simple truth. Success is not mysterious. Music, it is not reserved for a lucky few. It is not handed out randomly. Music, success is built, and the foundation of that success is discipline. Small discipline, daily discipline, relentless discipline. Discipline, music is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Without discipline, goals remain wishes. Dreams, music remain fantasies. Potential remains hidden. But with discipline, something powerful begins to happen. Your life, music begins to change. Most people misunderstand discipline. They think discipline is punishment. They think discipline is restriction. They think discipline means suffering. But discipline is not punishment. Discipline music is freedom. Freedom from regret. Freedom from wasted potential. Freedom from the frustration of knowing you could have done more. Discipline music is the tool that unlocks your future. Let me explain something important. Every person has potential. Inside you is talent. Inside you is creativity. Inside you is strength you haven't even discovered yet. But potential alone means nothing. Music. Potential without discipline is like a seed that is never planted. It has the ability to grow, but it never becomes anything. And this is where most people fail. They rely on motivation. Motivation feels good. Motivation is exciting. Motivation gives you energy, but motivation fades. Some days you feel motivated, some days you don't. Music. And if your success depends on motivation, your success will be music inconsistent. Discipline is different. Discipline shows up music whether you feel like it or not. Discipline wakes you up early. Discipline keeps you focused. Discipline music pushes you forward when the excitement disappears. That is its hidden power. Think about the difference between average people, music, and extraordinary people. It is rarely intelligence. It is rarely music talent. More often, it is discipline. The disciplined person reads when others scroll their phones. The disciplined person, music practices when others procrastinate. The disciplined person prepares when others relax, and over time, those small differences become massive results. Let me share another powerful truth. Success is not built in giant leaps. It is built in music's small daily decisions. Waking up when you said you would, finishing the task you promised music to complete, studying when it's easier to relax, practicing when no one is watching. These music's small disciplines seem insignificant, but they are not. They are shaping your future. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, music practiced every day. That is the formula, not complexity, not music, genius. Simple disciplines repeated daily. Here's the danger most people face. They underestimate small decisions. They think one missed workout doesn't matter. One lazy day doesn't matter. One broken promise doesn't matter. But discipline works both ways. Small disciplines build success. Music. Small neglect builds failure. A little neglect every day creates a lifetime of regret. A little discipline, music, every day creates a lifetime of achievement. Now imagine something powerful. Imagine becoming a person who keeps every promise to themselves. When you say you will wake up early, you wake up. When you say you will work, you work. When you say you will improve, you improve. Over time, something incredible happens. Your confidence grows because you trust yourself. Self-trust, music, is built through discipline, and once you trust yourself, your potential, music, expands. This is why discipline is so powerful. It transforms music, who you are. It builds strength. It builds focus. It builds resilience. Music, and slowly, quietly, it unlocks your true potential. The potential that has always been there. Music, waiting for discipline to awaken it. So, here is the lesson for music today. Do not wait for motivation. Build discipline. Start small. Wake up earlier. Work a music little longer. Study a little deeper. Push a little harder. Day by day. Because discipline compound. And one day you will look at your life, music, and realize something incredible. The disciplined version of you is capable of far more than the comfortable version ever imagined. Let's talk about something powerful. Your potential. Every person music has it. Every person carries it. But very few people ever discover it. Not because they lack ability, not because they lack intelligence, but because they never build enough discipline to unlock what is already inside them. Potential is a strange thing. You cannot see music at first. You cannot measure it easily. And often you don't even believe it's there. But discipline reveals it slowly, quietly, day by day. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, music practiced every day. That is how potential wakes up. Most people live far below their true capability. They do what is comfortable. They do what is easy. They do what requires the least effort. And when life music becomes difficult, they retreat. But discipline teaches you something different. Discipline teaches you to push forward. Music. When it's early, when it's hard, when it's inconvenient. Discipline trains you to move even when motivation disappears. Music. And that is where potential begins to grow. Let me explain something important. Music. Your potential does not appear suddenly. It expands through pressure, just like muscles grow when they are challenged. Music. Your character grows when you demand more from yourself. Wake up earlier than yesterday. Work harder than yesterday. Learn more than yesterday. Push a music little further. And suddenly something begins, music, to change. Your limits start moving. At first, the results are small. Music. Maybe you read 10 pages instead of none. Maybe you exercise for 20 minutes. Maybe you complete work. Music. Others delay. It seems insignificant, but discipline compounds. Small effort becomes music, consistent effort. Consistent effort becomes strength. Strength becomes confidence. And confidence unlocks possibility. Now imagine music this. Imagine becoming a person who does not break promises to themselves. You say you music will train. You train. You say you will study. You study. You say you will improve, and you actually improve. Over time, something incredible happens. You begin to trust yourself. Music. Self-trust is one of the most powerful forces in life because when you trust yourself, you attempt music, bigger goals. And when you attempt bigger goals, your potential expands again. This is how discipline unlocks greatness. Not overnight, but gradually. The disciplined person becomes stronger mentally. Music. They handle stress better. They focus longer. They persist through difficulty. Music. And those abilities create opportunities. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were music better. That statement is powerful because discipline does not make life easier. It makes you stronger. And when you become stronger, life becomes manageable. Challenges, music become training. Obstacles become lessons. Failures become feedback. Here's something, music else. Discipline gives you momentum. Momentum is magical. Once you build consistent habits, your progress accelerates. You wake up early automatically. You focus easily. You push yourself naturally. What once felt difficult now feels normal. And suddenly your potential starts showing itself. But here is the moment that surprises people the most. One day you look at your life and realize something incredible. Music. You are not the same person anymore. The person who once procrastinated now acts immediately. Music. The person who once doubted themselves now moves with confidence. Music. The person who once feared hard work now thrives on challenge. That transformation is the result of discipline. And that is when your potential becomes music visible, not just to you, but to everyone around you. People begin to notice your consistency. They see your focus. They see your effort. They see your results. Opportunities appear. Doors open. Respect grows. Not because of music luck, but because discipline has shaped you into someone capable of more. Music inside you is far more ability than you currently believe. Far more strength. Far more creativity. Far more resilience. But it will only appear if you demand more from yourself. Build discipline daily. Small actions, small improvements, small commitments kept because discipline unlocks potential. And when your potential finally reveals itself, you may discover something extraordinary. You are capable of far more music than you ever imagined. We've talked about discipline. We've talked about unlocking your potential. Now let's talk about habits, because discipline alone is powerful, but habits are what make discipline sustainable. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Habits are the bridge between who you are today and who you are capable of becoming. Most people misunderstand habits. They think habits are about restriction. They think habits are boring routines. They think habits are something you should do. But here's the truth. Habits are tools. They either serve you or they serve your limits. The habits you build shape your potential. They shape your results. They shape your life. Let's break this music down. A habit is simply a choice repeated over time. One early morning, you wake up instead, music of hitting snooze. One healthy meal, you choose the right fuel instead of fast food. One focused music hour, you work instead of scrolling social media. Individually, these actions seem music small, insignificant even. But repeated consistently music, they compound, they multiply, they build momentum. Motivation gets you going, but habit keeps you music growing. That is why habits matter. Now think about the life you want. The level of success, the level of skill, the level of music confidence. Ask yourself, are your current habits building that life, or are they keeping you average? Because if you want to unlock your potential, you must build habits that serve it. Here is how music you do it. Step 1. Identify the small actions that lead to big results. Read daily, exercise daily. Plan your day every morning. Focus deeply on one task at a time. Step 2. Repeat consistently. No music excuses. It doesn't matter how small the habit is. What matters is consistency. 5 minutes of learning every day beats 1 hour once, music a week. 10 push-ups daily beats 50 sporadically. Step 3. Stack habits that reinforce each other. Wake up early, meditate, plan your day, take action. Small disciplines create a chain of momentum. One good habit triggers another. Before you know it, your potential is being served daily. Music. Let's also address a challenge. Building habits is not always easy. The first few days it feels unnatural. Your mind resists. Your body resists. And this is where discipline becomes crucial. You push yourself even when you don't feel like it. You take action even when it's uncomfortable, because that's exactly when habits form, right at the edge of discomfort, where growth music begins. Another key idea: protect your habits fiercely. Your time is your most valuable resource. Your energy, music, is limited. Don't allow distractions to break the chains you're building. Surround yourself with people who support your growth. Remove music temptations that sabotage your progress. Make your habits non-negotiable. Music. We become what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then. Music is not an act, but a habit. When you treat your habits like commitments, your potential starts to unfold naturally. Here's a simple truth. Your habits determine your future. Your daily choices shape the person you become. Your consistency unlocks opportunities, music others miss. And the most extraordinary people, they don't rely on talent alone. They rely on disciplined, purposeful habits. They do small things consistently, music that most people ignore. So start today. Identify one habit that serves your potential. Take action immediately. Do it every day, no excuses, then add another, then another. Over time, your life will begin to change. Your potential will grow. Your confidence will multiply. Music, your results will explode. Discipline plus the right habits equals unstoppable progress. Remember this, it's not about huge leaps. It's not about occasional brilliance. It's about consistent, purposeful action every day. Build habits that serve your potential. Protect them, commit to them, and watch your life transform. Because the person you are becoming is far greater than the person you are today. We've talked about discipline. We've talked about unlocking potential. We've talked about building habits that music serve that potential. Now let's talk about the power that comes next. The stage where discipline transforms music you to the point where even you begin to fear your own potential. You see, most people fear failure. They fear risk. They fear stepping out of their comfort zone. But there is another type of fear, a far more powerful fear, the fear of realizing you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. When disciplined music meets potential, when effort compounds over years, when habits build unstoppable music momentum, you reach a point where your own potential becomes intimidating because you begin to see music what you could achieve if you never stop. Let me explain this clearly. Discipline is the key. Every time you push music yourself when it's hard, every time you act when others quit, every time you follow through when it's inconvenient, you are stretching your potential, expanding what is possible. And here's the paradox. Most music people never reach this point because they never stay disciplined long enough. They start strong, but they quit too soon. They fear the work, but not their own greatness. Now imagine the scenario. You are disciplined. You consistently show up. You learn, you practice, you grow. Your skills sharpen. Your confidence rises. Your results improve. And one day you realize your potential is far beyond what you thought possible. And suddenly music, you look in the mirror and think, am I really capable of this much? Am I really this strong, this talented, this relentless? That is the point where discipline has done its magic. You become unstoppable. At this stage, your growth music accelerates because now you expect more from music yourself. You don't settle for average. You don't tolerate excuses. You push music harder even when others rest. Your standards rise. Your focus sharpens. Your drive becomes relentless. And here's the beautiful part. Once you fear your own potential, you start to respect it, you protect it. You nurture it because you know if you slack, if you quit, if you ignore your capability, you are letting music yourself down. This is why discipline is transformative. Discipline not only shapes action, it shapes identity. You become the kind of person who shows up even when it's hard, does the work music even when no one is watching, focuses when distractions are everywhere, pushes forward when others retreat. And in that process, you discover music, your true limits. Limits you never thought you had, strengths you never recognized, courage you never tapped music into. Now here's the challenge. Most people never experience this fear music of their own potential. Why? Because they quit too early. Music. Because they fear discomfort more than growth. Because they never commit to consistent, relentless discipline. But you can choose differently. Music. You can build discipline that lasts. You can master habits that serve your potential. You can push yourself further than anyone else. And when you do, you become the person who others call extraordinary. The person who breaks limits. The person who achieves what most people only dream of. Let me give you one final truth. The greatest threat to your success is not others. It's not music luck. It's not the economy. It's you underestimating your own potential. Discipline unlocks that potential. Relentless effort reveals it. Consistent action magnifies it. Music. And once you see what you are truly capable of, you realize one thing. You have been holding back. Music. And now there is no turning back. You are unstoppable. We've walked a long path together. We've explored discipline. We've seen how it reveals potential. We've learned how habits serve that potential. We've faced the fear of realizing just how much we can achieve. Now we arrive at the most exciting music part. Unlocking the power you didn't know you had. Let's be honest. Most people live their entire lives without ever tapping into the strength music inside them. They stay comfortable. They avoid challenges. They settle for less than they deserve. But you are not music settling. You are learning. You are growing. You are becoming more than you were yesterday. And that's when hidden power starts to emerge. What is music, this power? It's not a superhuman strength. It's not luck. It's not some secret the world is keeping from you. It's discipline, focus, and persistence, music combined. Success is predictable. It's not luck and it's not magic. It's hard music work and discipline. The power you didn't know you had comes from showing up every day. Even when it's uncomfortable, even when others quit, even when the results haven't arrived yet, it is forged in consistency. It is built in small daily victories. And it grows as you push past limits you once thought were fixed. Think about it for a moment. Every time you do what others won't, every time you push yourself further, music, every time you honor your commitments, you are building power. Silent power, unstoppable power, power over your habits, power over your fears, power over your own doubts, and that power transforms everything. Here's the remarkable thing. Once you unlock this music power, it doesn't stop at small victories. It spreads, it multiplies. It changes your life in ways you never expected. Your confidence grows. Your energy rises. Your influence expands. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach now appear. You become the person who achieves what most people only dream of. But remember, music power without discipline is wasted potential. Strength without purpose is meaningless. Opportunity without preparation is lost. That's why this journey matters. Because unlocking your hidden power isn't a one-time event. It's a lifestyle, a commitment. Music, a choice you make every single day. Ask yourself right now, are you willing to discipline yourself even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one is watching? Because that is how you unlock what you didn't know you had. That is how you transform music potential into results. That is how you become unstoppable. The person you are becoming, the power you are building, the results you are achieving, they are all waiting for you. You just need to take one more step. Music, one more disciplined action, one more commitment kept, one more push beyond what feels, comfortable. And suddenly, you will look back and realize you are far stronger than you ever imagined. Music, You are far more capable than you ever believed. You are living a life that others call extraordinary. So go ahead, discipline music yourself, push yourself, unlock the power inside you. Because the person who truly fears their own potential is the person who becomes unstoppable. And that, my friends, music, is the life you were meant to live. We've traveled a journey together. We've explored discipline. We've seen how it reveals your hidden potential. We've learned the habits that serve your growth. Music. We've faced the fear of what you're truly capable of. And finally, we've unlocked the power you didn't know you had. Now it's your turn. Discipline is not just an idea. Music. It's not a philosophy. It's a lifestyle. Every choice you make, every action, music you take, either moves you closer to your potential or holds you back. Discipline yourself until you fear your own potential. Do not settle for average. Do not wait for luck. Do not hope for results without effort. Commit to your growth. Commit to your habits. Commit to the daily grind that builds extraordinary lives, because when you do, you become unstoppable. You become the person you were always meant to be, and your music life will reflect the greatness within you. Now go take action. Stay disciplined. Music. Your potential is waiting.